When you're dealing with dozens of parties, hundreds of witnesses, overlapping jurisdictions, and massive depositories, even small operational cracks can turn into serious risks. Here are 8 concise, practical tips for keeping the record airtight while reducing errors, delays, and stress on your team. Tip number 1. Tame the scheduling tangle. In complex legal cases, scheduling quickly becomes a full-time job. When dealing with attorneys, witnesses, experts, interpreters, reporters, videographers, and multiple time zones, one change can trigger a chain reaction. Designate a single coordinator or small team, and use one shared calendar or case management system as the source of truth. Standardize notice templates so every proceeding includes who is appearing, how they will appear, in-person, remote, hybrid, time zone, platform details, and a direct line for last-minute issues. Identify events that are hardest to move and build around them. Establish in advance how close to the proceeding you'll accept non-emergency changes. Tip number 2. Bring order to exhibits and versions. In large matters, exhibits can become chaotic. Multiple versions of the same document, inconsistent numbering, and uncertainty about what was actually marked. Create a unified exhibit protocol early. Agree on a single numbering convention. Decide when you'll pre-mark, and use a secure, centralized repository with clear naming conventions. Assign roles for each proceeding. One person to introduce and mark exhibits, another to update a master exhibit index immediately afterward. Where possible, use tools that integrate exhibit sharing with the deposition platform and reporting provider, so transcript, exhibits, and video stay aligned. Tip number 3. Make virtual hybrid proceedings reliable. Remote and hybrid proceedings are now routine, but they introduce risks. Poor audio, frozen screens, dropped connections, and disputes about what was said or who was present. Be sure to standardize technology expectations. Limit yourself to a small set of approved platforms and document minimum requirements for bandwidth and equipment, especially for key witnesses and experts. Before important sessions, run quick tech checks or test sessions to confirm they can connect, be heard clearly, and view documents. Decide ahead of time who can pause the record if audio degrades, how long you'll wait for someone to reconnect, and how interruptions will be noted. Coordinate closely with your court reporting and video teams so they can flag issues in real time. Tip number 4. Reduce risk with smarter vendor coordination. Complex legal cases often rely on multiple outside providers: court reporting, video, remote platform support, and document hosting, all of which result in handoffs and potential miscommunication. Where you can consolidate and work with a provider equipped to handle complex multi-party matters. Not all vendors can do this. Encourage your teams to select a partner that has proven experience with handling these types of large-scale cases. Also key will be vendors that can provide an appointed case manager to coordinate all aspects of the case and maintain continuity across proceedings. This will simplify your operational layer through a dedicated point of contact. Regardless of the number of vendors, treat them as part of the case team. Bring key contacts into early planning for times of heavy depositions or high-profile witnesses. Share enough context so they know what's critical, and put expectations and turnaround times in writing. Tip number 5. Keep the record consistent across jurisdictions. Multi-jurisdictional matters can produce a patchwork of local practices and formats. If each office or local counsel chooses their own approach, you may end up with inconsistent transcripts, exhibits, and media that are harder to use later. Set a standard for record creation and extend it wherever possible. Define preferred transcript formats, exhibit labeling conventions and delivery methods. Clarify when video should accompany the transcript and how it should be stored. Share those standards with outside counsel and try to agree to follow the same playbook. When you must work with different local providers, request your usual formats and explain your conventions so records remain as consistent as possible. Tip number 6. Manage massive depositories without losing control. Large cases generate large volumes of material. Without a disciplined structure, your depository may be technically complete, but practically unusable. Define a clear folder structure and naming convention before documents start flooding in. Organize materials in ways that match how attorneys work, and set permissions so the right people have access without overexposing sensitive materials. If your reporting provider can deliver transcripts with synchronized exhibits and video directly into your repository or litigation support platform, use that integration to reduce manual work and the risk of omissions. Tip number 7, protect security and confidentiality. High-stakes, complex legal cases often involve sensitive commercial information, trade secrets, personal data, or regulatory scrutiny, making security an operational priority. Map where your case data lives: recordings, transcripts, exhibits, correspondence, and internal work product. For each category, confirm who hosts it, how it's protected, and who has access. Work with providers that can clearly explain their encryption, access controls, retention policies, and incident response plans. Internally, educate attorneys and staff on secure handling of links, downloads, and credentials, and have a clear process for revoking access when people roll off the matter. And tip number 8, turn lessons learned into a playbook. The most successful firms treat each complex matter as a chance to refine their approach. After major milestones, take time to debrief. What went smoothly? What caused avoidable friction? Capture those insights with simple tools. Use intake checklists for new complex matters, preferred scheduling and exhibit procedures, and standard communications for outside counsel and providers. Complex litigation introduces operational challenges not present in standard matters. But if you have the right team in place, you'll build a playbook that makes even the most complicated cases more manageable and frees your attorneys to focus on advocating for clients in the moments that matter most.